So just recently I did an unboxing of the MacBook Pro 13-inch and I promised I was going to do a complete review of the MacBook Pro. And so what this video is going to be demoing the game and graphics portion of this laptop. I'm going to be going into Half-Life 2, Portal, running Steam right within Snow Leopard. So you're going to be able to see the performance of the OS X side of the laptop. And I'm going to be showing the boot up speed and the shutdown speed running the Intel X25M SSD. You're going to be pretty pleased to see how fast this thing boots up and shuts down. So let's go right into it. This MacBook Pro has a 2.4 GHz Core 2 Duo, 4 GB of RAM, and it came stock with a 250 GB hard disk drive. I've since replaced the 250 GB drive with a 80 GB Intel SSD, and it boots up in about 18 seconds and it shuts down in about 3 to 4 seconds. And I'm going to demo it here right now. So let's see in real time how fast this boots up. 3, 2, 1, go. And there it is. So now that we've seen it start up, let's see it shut down. Shutting down in 3, 2, 1, go. And it's off. So now that we've seen in real world tests how it starts up and shuts down, let's see Portal and Half-Life 2 running in Steam right on OS X. So I've got Portal up, and in the right hand corner you can see the green text. You might not be able to see exactly what the text is saying, but as long as it's green, you know that it's running at 30 frames per second. If it drops below 30 frames per second, it goes to like a yellow color. That's right around 20 to 15 frames per second, and anything under that, it's going to go to red, which will show that it's not exactly performing as well. So I'm going to go right into the options to show you my video settings. I've got it running at 1280 by 800, full screen, 16 by 10. And now you can see my model details at high, textures at medium, and everything else, you know, it's pretty standard. I did not change the settings. It basically auto set those settings. So let's get right into actual gameplay. And these are actual load times. So it's actually quite fast for the Intel X25.
Doing quite well.
So keep in mind, you know, it's still showing green throughout the whole, you know, gameplay. I basically beat this game and didn't have any slowdowns in any of the levels. You can see through the portals. On some Macs, you might not be able to see through the portals. It's a known issue.
Once again, excellent work. As part of our required test protocol, we will not monitor the next test chamber. You
So
will
just
be
finishing with the
entirely on
level.
your own. Good luck.
What's important to note is that the frame rates do not seem to drop for any more than under, you know, half a second, if that at all. There's no real slowdown that can affect the gameplay. I didn't play this game, you know, constantly staring at the frame rates, wondering why it was lagging so much.
As part of a required test protocol, our previous statement suggesting that we would not monitor this chamber was an outright fabrication. Good job. As part of a required test protocol, we will stop enhancing the truth in 3, 2,
So this was a quick overview of Portal running on the MacBook Pro 13-inch. Next up, we're going to get right into Half-Life 2, running the same graphics settings, and you'll be able to see the gameplay in that. So now I've got Half-Life 2 open, and this game's a little bit older than Portal, but it is a little bit more taxing on the MacBook Pro than Portal. Up in the right-hand corner, I still have the frames per second counter, so you can watch that and see if it dips at all. So let's go right into a level, and we can check out what it looks like. You will notice that this game takes a little bit longer to load compared to Portal. It doesn't just zip across.
Funny, you showing up on this day in particular.
So here we have Alex, and you can see up in the right-hand corner, it's showing about 40 to 30 frames per second, which is pretty impressive for the lighting that's going on in the scene right now.
We've been helping people escape the city on foot. It's a dangerous route to my father's lab, through the old canals. Today, we're finally on the verge of having a better way. Here, let me buy you a drink.
And once we step through this doorway, you'll notice the frames drop for a split second. It's hardly noticeable unless you're looking for it.
Nice to finally meet
And so even in this room with all this stuff going on, we still get over 30 frames per second.
Where did she get to? Lamar, come out of there!
Uh-oh, everything all right, Dr. Kleiner?
Oh, hello, Alex. Well, almost all right. Lamar has gotten out of her crate again. If I didn't know better, I'd suspect Barbie of trapping. My goodness, Gordon Freeman. It really is you, isn't it?
I found him wandering around outside. Bit of a troublemaker, isn't he?
We owe a great deal to Dr. Freeman, even if trouble does tend to follow in his wake.
There weren't any levels that were completely unplayable. There were some frame drops, but not too much, not enough to affect gameplay. Look, you can see him typing, which is pretty impressive. I mean, just the graphics properties of this game are quite impressive.
Nonsense. Your talents surpass your loveliness.
Let's just see if this thing works, okay?
Well, is he here? There you are.
So this is my video demo showing Portal and Half-Life 2 running on the new 13-inch MacBook Pro, and thanks for watching.
Can't keep him here long, Doc. It'll jeopardize everything we've worked for.